step that is records, and we will build the X-rays. So to build the lateral frontal X-ray is easy. You just click on build and they will come. But the issue comes in the panel. You need to do a tracing for doing the panoramic view. And to do the panel, do one thing is try to get a coronal slice that goes through the incisors upper and lower in the middle, because if you don't do this, you will miss some tissue in the panel. So when you have a big protrusion in the mandible, do an inclined coronal plane to not have a big distance from the most interior part of the menton to the most upper incisor anterior part. Okay, so try to get this distance as less as possible. So once that you have inclined the coronal view to have the less possible distance between the most advanced point in the upper incisor to the most retruded point in the menton, then you do a tracing. You can use trace panoramic arch. You do a tracing starting from behind the condyles. You go straight to the anterior part and go straight to the posterior of the left condyle, double click to finish. Check that the condyles are there and that you don't miss any area in the condyles. Okay, and now you should check that you have bone over here and bone over here. So move this a little to the interior part to get some tissue here. And now do one thing, just move her from the upper, and you see that you are covering. If not, increase the number of slices in the panoramic. Increase the numbers till you cover completely the most anterior part of the upper incisor, and then move down to the menton and check that is covered also by the most interior curve. Okay, once that you have done that, you can confirm that your panoramic view will be correct. So you finish, and now you can build your X-rays. We have introduced 2 more arches for the upper and lower, just in case the doctor wants to have a panoramic view just of the maxilla, just of the mandible. In fact, the mandible normally is used to get the dental nerve path. So, for example, in this panel, maybe you don't have a nice path for the dental nerve to do the tracing of the dental nerve. If that is the case and you want to create a second arch for the dental nerve, then do trace lower arch and do a tracing in a different path, more convenient to get the dental nerve path in the panoramic view. So now you move this to the top and you check if you have a nice path for the dental nerve, and then change accordingly to that path. Let me maximize this. Okay, so now you have a nice path there. Let's see here. You have the path here. Okay, so now you have a nice path for the dental nerve in both sides. Okay. So now you have two arches, one for the panel and one for the lower. The lower you can just reduce the size just to the lower, okay? And in the same way you can do a tracing for the upper arch. So you can come here and do just an arch for the upper. Why the doctors want to have this path? Well, they love to have this path just for for example, for planning the osteotomies. They want to have these cuts because they get information from these cuts in the radiographic form. They get information for the osteotomy, so it's useful for them. So okay, now you can build your X-rays, and look at this button. Third, 2D Ceph DXTX is disabled actually because there were no X-rays, but now that they are, is enabled. So now you have your lateral X-rays, okay, and you have here your different panel. This is for the upper arch. Let's go to the lower arch and see. Well, I did just for the upper. Sorry, let me uncheck this and build X-ray for the lower. Now I have for the lower. Okay. And finally, let's change to the panel, and let's build the X-ray for the panel. Then we have the panel. Okay. They get information for the osteotomies. Okay, we have done the virtual X-rays. Now we go to the step D. Step D is condyle. And what's the difference between this TMG and the TMG of previous versions? We have added these buttons that is for segmenting the condyles. What means segmenting the condyles? To create the region where the condyles are. Why we have done this is to have the benefit, this information, this segmentation, allow the program to do later an automatic segmentation of the mandible and the maxilla, separate them automatically. So it has the benefit of getting an automatic segmentation of the mandible and maxilla. So it's worth to do it because it's very easy to do. Let's start doing the segmentation of the right condyle. So go to the axial view and browse till you find that you get the first slice where the condyle is separated from the coronoid process. We will start with the right condyle, so we click on drag contours, and then we start drawing the contour of this first slice. We close, just placing the point on the first. Now let's move up, let's say 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we start a new contour. To finish, you place the cursor on top of the first point and click. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. to finalize, you place the point on top of the first point. 1, 2, 3. Well, we don't have more, so we finish here. Okay, here we have another part of the condyle, so let's finish there. And now we click on build right condyle. So now we have built our right condyle. If you observe some kind of imprecision, don't worry, draw another contour here to be more precise. If you want to, it is not necessary, just if you want to, and you build the right condyle again, and then you are more precise. Okay, cool. Then once that you have built your condyle, then you you can move through. We can just draw here another one. Now you move through the different slices and you try to find the most biggest axial slice of the head of the condyle, and then you trace the midline from the interior to the exterior part. You build the cross-sectional slices. So you go now to the left condyle and you do the same. You look for the first slice that separates from the coronary process, and then you start to draw. First, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oof. It finished here, so of course you trace more contours as more accurate you want to have the shape, but it's not necessary for the purpose of the segmentation to be so accurate, just if you want to, you know. So you build the left condyle. It's approximate, okay, and then you try to find the most biggest slice, and then you draw the midline from the inside to the outside. Okay, so now it's over. You have these beautiful sagittal slices here. Okay, then now you can delete all the curves, and you have this, the coronal and the sagittal. We have done the TMJ. Okay, we will not lose much time in the airway because the airway has not changed in relation to previous versions. So you center the slice, you define the region where the airway is, double click to finish, you limit where you will want to measure, you place a point in the airway, you click on volume detection, and then the program calculates the volume of the airway, and it will create a new structure here. So it's the same than in previous version. So let's